Hello, I'm Emily Harvest, and this is the Room E2 Transitional Kindergarten Program. Welcome to Room E2. Loris Malaguzzi said that the environment is the third teacher, and the inside of this classroom environment strives to be so. We have different centers that provide opportunities for children to explore and spend long times doing what things they're interested in doing, and there's lots of tools here for them to be able to do that. We have a book nook, a little comfy area for a student who might want to read just because, or maybe they want a quiet place, because all students from time to time, and some more than others, do need a quiet place to get away from all the hustle and bustle. We also have an art studio, and in the art studio you'll see that students' artwork is displayed, and it gives them ownership of their classroom. The art studio is very beautiful, and many of the things in the classroom have a natural aesthetic, trying to bring the indoors out. In the art studio, we can see that we have on the bookshelf in the back art materials organized by color for easy access, and paintbrushes and different mediums for using art. We also have the beginnings of our STEM Center here. The STEM Center has some live plants that students might be observing and drawing and writing about. We have some rough-hewn rocks for trying to build, and some blocks over here of different sizes. And we can see that some students have been intermixing the materials at this table here to create a kind of maybe a bridge or something. And maybe they're building their dream playground, because there's room on the floor for doing this as well. We also have a sink area that can be used for students to maybe wash dishes after a snack time, maybe help prepare some snacks. And we have a very small modeled area for maybe a group area that a class could participate in together. Speaking of participating in together, this is our classroom identity board, and it's really important for students to feel represented in their classroom and to get to know each other, because they're going to be together all year, and there's so much we can learn from each other. So we decided to collect as a class the different holidays we observe and the different foods that we eat. And we have photos of our families, because we feel that our families are a really special part of us. Because as Vygotsky says, we are shaped by our cultures and by the people that we surround ourselves with. There's a beautiful window here with some more aesthetically pleasing plants for students to maybe observe and be inspired by. More opportunities for them to hang their work. We do more than just science and dramatic play. Oh yeah, this is the dramatic play area. Students have a closet for the dramatic play area, and they can hang their different outfits there. They can play house, and they can have lots of opportunities for conversations with each other, probably most likely modeling what they see people older than them do, because as Piaget says, when the children are playing, they're always playing a head taller than who they really are. Maybe that was Vygotsky. But besides opportunities to talk in art and converse and imagine and dramatic play and STEM, we're also having some written opportunities for literacy. So this is our student-made alphabet created by the students in room E2. And each student was in charge of creating a letter for this board. Maybe they took it home and made it out of sticks, or maybe they took it into the yard or the art center and created their letter that they were in charge of, so they can feel ownership for it. Another thing they feel ownership for is this community service project, which also shows an example of how literacy is used in a classroom, because the teacher has collected basically the trajectory of students asking questions all the way to students carrying out a project. In the beginning, we have Thomas, who's wondering about pets not having homes, and the teacher allowed the conversation to continue and facilitated it so that the children basically innovated or invented an idea of getting blankets to a pet shelter. Because we can see as the conversation moves along, Elway tells us what an animal shelter is, and then Thomas wonders if the pets are going to get cold. And so then the kids decide together, with of course the intentional guidance of the teacher, to come up with a flyer that's an idea that they're going to donate blankets to pets. And we've indicated here Hazel and Thomas made this. And then Elwyn and Elway maybe noticed that the blankets that were collected were piling up. So their plan to create a box to hold all of the blankets in is documented here in a photograph. Another photographic documentation is when Kate and Thomas had an idea that they didn't just want to collect blankets for the pet shelter within the classroom, but maybe that they would go down the hall and advertise their idea to other classrooms. So there's them going, holding hands and putting up more of the donate pet blankets. We were also able, because we were curious about how many blankets we had, we were able to organize the blankets into a 10 frame to help the abstractness of counting become more concrete. And so the students were able to count how many blankets they had collected because the teacher charted it for them. And then the teacher delivers the blankets and took a photo of it so that the students could see delivery day. And that is the inside of the room E2 Transitional Kindergarten Program. We also have a lovely outer classroom because we can learn from the outdoor as well. And this was created a little bit by the kids too. Actually, our son Thomas, who is 6, in real life was very excited about helping me build this. So many of the ideas stem from his own thinking. So the children worked with the teacher, and this is a changing plan of the children's experiences on the playground. They maybe name the parts of the playground, or we name them together because they're important parts of the playground, and we can see the pathways that students plan to play in ahead of time before they play. We have some swings over here and some garden. We also have different level, like it's kind of like a hill here of grass, which you might not be able to see that it is a hill, but gives an opportunity for that. We also have a slide with an outdoor dramatic play area and different levels with again, natural materials being used, soil that can be dug in, movable parts that can be used for creative play, and also a garden area so that in all things the STEM learning can continue. But additionally, with all these opportunities for children to play, they also have opportunities to build their language, their vocabulary, their literacy, their social emotional skills with the support of the lovely educators of the program. I hope you enjoyed coming to Room E2 Transitional Kindergarten Program. Thank you for watching.